Hey, how's it going? Right now, it's the 26th of December 2018, and this is just a follow up on our video on median lines. And I'm just going through the charts right now. Particularly, I'm looking at the euro dollar chart. So the interesting thing about this particular pair is that it is linked to the American dollar. So when you are trading this pair, you have to keep in mind that the dollar, which is an index of different currencies, is 57% the euro. So everything that is happening, if you look at it like people are shareholding these currencies, so everything that is happening means that the majority shareholder in the dollar is the euro and the European Union. So what we see is that everything that affects the American dollar, affects that currency, is going to be reflected in this chart. And everything that is happening in the Eurozone is also going to be affected in this chart. And this is very important because these are the two Western powers, the two biggest Western powers. And all of their activities are pinned to what happens to the dollar. So the dollar and the euro are the same thing, only different sides of. So they're different sides of the same coin. So when you're trading, you don't want to flip a coin. What you want to do is to enter informed decisions. So here we're just looking at this pair in particular and finding some of the trades that we can actually make. And right here we have the median line, as you can see. And primarily in this video, we're just going to use this median line as the primary tool of our trade. So here we see that the chart is actually forming a pattern. And this pattern is an asymmetrical triangle pattern. So the trick with this pattern that you should get is that whenever you see this pattern, the take profit is going to be where the mouth of this is. So in the event that price breaks out of this upper trend line at this juncture, what we'll be looking for is a movement that comes from this breakout point to this take profit area. So this would be a very interesting area because we already have this being a roof. So if this is to happen, this would be very, very plausible. Also, if this pattern is to break down and go lower, this will be our take profit area. So instead of that being the roof, this area is going to be the roof. So as I said, there are only two ways that this can go down. So we don't want to flip a coin just because coins have two sides. No, we don't want to flip coins. But what we want to do is to see the outcome of this situation based on the price action activity. So as you can see, this area will also be a very key area on a higher time frame. So this is a weekly chart that we're looking at. And this area is also a very key area on a higher time frame. So what do you do in such a situation? So the trend is your friend. So in our idea matrix, what we're going through is that we are already in a downtrend. So given that we're in a downtrend, this is the side of least resistance. A currency is just rivers flowing. And trend, in the definition of trend, is actually the bends in a river. So all of these areas create trends. So these are actually trends. These are pivots, but these are trends. So here, if we are going to go down with this chart, what we'll see is that as price is going to be going down, it's going to be following this trend. And we're already in this trend. So our trade is going to be confirmed by what happens at this trend line. So if this trend line is broken, we will know that price is going to go up and it's going to come and touch this area and perhaps continue in the direction of least resistance. And in the case that price decides to break down, which already it's showing us, since it's already at a median zone, and the price is already looking like it wants to go down, it means that price is showing us a certain candlestick pattern that is very telling as to what's happening. But here we're actually looking at the median zone. So the median zone is the middle area. So this is the median line that we have been tracking. And we see that this is now a 4-hour chart. And we see that price has been just going in this range. Why has price been doing this? So here, I just want you to always be in tune with what the fundamentals are. So as I already mentioned, the date is the 26th of December. So a lot of traders are not trading, or a lot of the liquidity in the market is actually not as high. But the actual truth is that the traders are already trading because the trend has already been established. So the people who make the markets are already in the market because all of this is still price action. So this winding of price action is showing us a contraction in price because the people who are in the market are not actually trading. So there is a thin liquidity at the moment. So this is what we're going to be looking at. And here, when we look at the weekly chart, what we're actually seeing is the fact that this coming year in 2019, there's going to be a lot of activities that are going to be happening, and all of these things are going to be influencing the general direction of the trend. So here I'm just drawing some trend lines to just show you what is already the dominant direction of the trend. So as you can see here, we have this area, and this whole area, this entire huge area has been breaking down, and it has been going in the downward direction. So here, let me just thicken this line. So when we're looking at what is actually going to happen in the coming year, what we should also be considering, or what we should primarily be considering, are the fundamentals that affect the Western world. As I already stated, what happens with the American dollar is what's happening with the world economy. So here we have this huge trend line that you can see, this white trend line, right? So we have this box here, and this is an area of supply. So when you have a supply like this, it means that there are buyers here at this area. This is just clearly what it means. And if you look at the zone that we were actually in, I'm just gonna show you this zone here. So if you look at this zone that we have been trapped in, you see that there was a huge contraction in price, and price tried to go lower, but it actually failed to go lower. And what ended up catching price was this area here. Okay, so this is what we are actually looking at, that the price is already been going down, right? But then there's this area of support. So we have this area here, that area here, and this one over here. So all of these zones are showing us that this price is actually finding an area to rest and perhaps even go longer. However, when price does go longer, or if it goes longer, it has to come to this next area. But if we exclude this candle from our optical vision, not candle, if we exclude that area from our optical vision, we'll see that we're still in a situation, and this situation needs to be reconciled. So if price is going to come to this low area, to the lower end of this trend line, it has to show us with definition throughout the year 2019. This area has to be fortified if this giant trend line is going to be kept well, because this is the trend that is on the monthly chart. As you can see that we already have a Pinocchio nose, and the price is already going down, and this is happening right here. Let me show you. And this is happening right here. This is a weekly chart, so every candle is a week. So in the past couple of weeks, price has been in this range, and this range has been about 300 pips. So this is a range of 300 pips, and this is what's been going on for the past 2 months thereabout. So about 2 months, this has been the situation with the price. So what we actually discover and pin down and explore is the fact that this area is also offering us some meat, so that we can see that there is a contraction here. So I'm going to go back to the daily chart right now. So here we're back on this daily chart, and I hope that you can follow what is happening here on this chart. And let me just clean it up a little bit so that we can see clearly what we are seeing. So here, all right, I really want that white line to be there. So here we still have this area, and we're talking about the median zone affecting this trend line and affecting the lower trend line. So if this area is to hold, we're going to see that this will come to the upper band of the median line, therefore forming a trend. And the possibility is always there that this price could break and go to this area, which is where our take profit will be, or it will do the other thing. So all of this is going to be tracked on this trade and on this channel. So this is what we're going to be looking at. So as far as what's going to happen in 2019, as far as the outlook, the general outlook, I would say that if you really want to catch some waves in the currencies, because currencies are currents. So if you want to catch those waves, you have to be able to tune into the frequency. So this is how you catch radio waves. This is how you will catch this wave, because price is going to be moving in this rhythm. So this is what we're going to be looking at, and our median line is very helpful in making us decipher this area. And this pattern is going to be very, very revealing. So this is pretty much it on the forecast and outlook of actually the entire world economy, as far as I can tell, because this is the our currency is 2/3 water, and this currency is what the whole world is submerged under, because all of the stocks, all of the markets need currencies in order to transact. So this is the key indicator of GDP growth, of interest rates, of labor, of unemployment, and everything else. If we are able to tap into what happens within the currencies as it unfolds, then we'll be able to see so many things that are happening within the world economy, and to be able to realize the different cycles that are happening as they unfold. So the key here, the key extract, is to be able to discern what is happening in the euro, and to be able to discern what is happening in the dollar. And this is going to help you to figure out what is happening in the Western world. So this is going to be very important, because this is how you'll make money. So just be looking out for this major trade happening over here, and you wouldn't want to miss a trade such as this one. So this is pretty much it, and we're going to be updating this position and seeing what exactly is going to happen based on the fundamental data that is going to be released. And thank you so much.